lovelies, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm doing a cheetah print nail design using acrylic paint. And here you can see on my right hand, I have already completed this off camera. And this is how it's going to be looking. Don't mind my beat up cuticles there. So for the dips, I'm using Mulled Wine from 915 Aesthetics. This is from the September subscription box. I am also using Paramour from 915, which is a mainline color, and then Sunflower Sunset, which is also from the September subscription box. And I've already dipped my left hand, so this is just going to be a nail art video. This is Metallic Gold from Folk Art, and this is Black from Nicole's Craft Studio. So these are acrylic-based paints. They do dry super fast, which you'll see here. I'm also using a double-sided dotting tool and a lint-free wipe. So I'm going to start on my index finger, just using that gold acrylic paint to add in the base dots for the cheetah print. Just get that little gunky piece of paint off my pad here. So you can pour this out onto, a container or whatever you want to use, but I just dip into the bottle because there's a bunch of paint right at the top there. So here I am just getting some of this paint on my dotting tool. I wipe some of it off because it is like a thicker paint since it's metallic. So every time I kind of like go in, I wipe it off a little bit just to get some excess off. And I'm just creating a diagonal pattern down the inside of my index finger. And the best way that I found to do these is just to make sure, especially if you're not good with nail art and you don't have a steady hand, is to lean your finger on something, like I'm resting my finger on just a jar of the dip that I used, and bracing my pinky finger kind of like around the jar so I get a good grip. And that's the easiest way for me to do nail art, especially if you're using your non-dominant hand, which I had done off camera, so I didn't film that portion of it. But even, sometimes with my dominant hand, I do get a little shaky, especially if I either haven't eaten or if I have too much caffeine in my system, which I think is the normal for everybody, right? So while those are drying, I'm going back in with the gold, and now I'm going to focus on the inside of my ring finger, and I'm going to add more of these gold dots here. Random little splatters of gold, because cheetah prints, leopard prints, whatever you're going for, are never perfect. They're all different. So just keep that in mind when you're doing this. It doesn't have to be a perfect design. I actually did cheetah prints with gel back for my birthday mani in April, but that was like a really bright, glowy, pinky mani. So I wanted to do like an updated version using acrylic paint since I can't use gel any longer, and kind of make it like a fall design. So I'll post the link to that other mani up in the cards here. So if you want to try it with gel, you can do that. But it's just as good doing it with acrylic paint if you can't use gel. The only thing I will say is, like I mentioned, it does dry fast. So if you mess up or need to fix something, you're going to have to get it off your nail pretty fast. I actually did that off camera. That kind of first spot that I made on my index finger there on my left hand, I didn't really like. So off camera, I kind of just like filed it off, and it came off pretty good. It was after I had done the black, unfortunately, so the black was there as well. But it was easy enough for me to just file it off in that one spot and just redo it. So now I'm taking the black acrylic paint, which is a little thinner than the gold, and I'm going in and just outlining the gold that I used for the base of the prints, and making just, little, it looks like parentheses almost, at least that one that I just did now that I'm looking at it. Just kind of outlining it to get that cheetah print look. And I'm just doing that on every single gold dot. Sometimes I do 1, sometimes I do 3, sometimes I do 2. And then I'm kind of filling in the negative space around the gold with some black as well. So there doesn't necessarily have to be any gold where you put the black, but it's just nice to like even it out and fill it in a little bit with that black color or whatever color you choose to use. I mean, you don't have to do like what I'm doing to a T. It could be, different colors. It could be browns, whichever. So now I'm just going in, and as you can see, just placing random spots around the design here. And I'm kind of just fixing. That's the dot that I end up removing off camera and redoing. So, and I'm going to move on to my ring finger now, but I will let you watch that, and then we'll be back for the top coat. Okay, this is how we're looking right now after the nail art has been finished and I fixed up that little spot on my index finger. As you can see, I still had some of the black, but I just couldn't get that off and it kind of blended in anyway. So now I'm going in with my 915 Aesthetics top coat. I love this top coat. It leaves the finish really, really shiny on my nails. I almost wish I could have done a matte on this because I do like a matte mani, and I think especially the Mulled Wine color and the two nails with the cheetah print would have looked really nicely with matte. So I actually ordered matte from Amazon, a matte top coat, which can be used for dips or nail polish. I do have a matte gel top coat, but obviously I can't use that anymore. So I'm just focusing on the 3 other fingers, and now I'm going back and doing the nail art fingers last. Even though I know it's all dried up, I just always like to do this and save that for the last nails that I do, just in case there's still some spots that haven't dried. And this is just the first pass through. Then off camera, I actually do the second application. And here's how everything looks, all nice and top coated up. Nice and glossy. I'm going in with my apple bourbon cuticle oil from Grimes Ridge, which is almost empty. I have to get more of. It was my very first cuticle oil purchase. That wasn't like some cheap cuticle oil from Sally Beauty Supply. So I'm putting this on all of my fingers, both hands actually, because I did do my other hand prior to recording this. So I'm just getting everything all oiled up here and hydrated just to calm down those cuticles that are a little rough from filing. This smells amazing. I highly recommend this scent. I use it during, the year, no matter what time of year it is. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. I enjoyed creating it for you and kind of doing something new with nail art, which I had never done using the acrylic paint. It worked out really, really well for me, and I'll definitely be doing that again. And if you did like this video, please give me a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. Have a lovely day.